Hello and welcome to Connect the World. I'm Lynda Kinakde, live in Atlanta, filling in for Becky Anderson. The US is flexing its military muscles following North Korea's latest missile launch, which experts say puts most of the continental US within striking range. The US and its allies responded with their own show of force, flying 2 B-1 bombers over the Korean peninsula and testing its missile defense system known as THAAD. President Trump also took China to task on Twitter for not doing more to rein in Kim Jong-un, writing, "I am very disappointed in China. Our foolish past leaders have allowed them to make hundreds of billions of dollars a year in trade, yet they do nothing for us with North Korea. Just talk. We will no longer allow this to continue. China could easily solve this problem." Well, North Korea says it will respond with firm action if Washington continues to pursue sanctions against it. Well, let's get the latest now from the region. Our own Kristie Lu Stout is in Tokyo. Kristie, we have seen swift response to North Korea's latest provocation, military drills in the region, and now the US testing its anti-missile defense system, and it looks like that's worked.
Yeah, in fact, that's just happened, but that was independent of Friday's ICBM test. The U.S. Missile Defense Agency making the announcement that it conducted a THAAD missile interceptor test and successfully intercepted a mid-range missile. But there has been a flurry of responses across the region to what happened on Friday. A response today from the North Korean Foreign Ministry vowed to retaliate against the United States if it pursues additional sanctions against the regime. We also heard reaction from the U.S. President Donald Trump taking to Twitter, pointing the finger squarely at China, saying he was disappointed in China and that China could easily solve the problem. In the eyes of the Trump White House, they believe that the pressure point is on China, so much so that the U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has named Beijing, along with Moscow, as one of the key economic enablers of North Korea's weapons program. And finally, reaction this day from Japan. Japan's foreign minister and defense minister making a statement on the back of joint air drills between the U.S. and Japan in the airspace between Kyushu and the Korean Peninsula. Here's what he had to say.
Under the severe security circumstances, including North Korea's missile launch on Friday, we needed to step up the Japan-U.S. alliance's deterrence and response capability, and we wanted to show Japan's ability to stabilize the region.
Fumio Kishida saying that the U.S. and Japan need to step up their deterrence and response to North Korea on the back of that ICBM test that took place on Friday, the second one by North Korea in the space of a month that resulted in a missile landing just 200 kilometers off the coast of northwest Japan. Back to you, Linda.
And Kristie, you mentioned the U.S. stepping up pressure on China to do more, and we saw those tweets from President Trump. But it was not that long ago that we saw President Trump talk quite fondly of China and its leader.
That's right. It was just a couple of weeks ago, in fact, when Donald Trump called Xi Jinping a great man and said that in regards to North Korea, he could do a little bit more, but let's wait and see. The tone, as we saw in the series of 2 tweets that he sent earlier today, has completely changed. But it's hard to see what Donald Trump can do. I mean, forcing China to do something is uncharted territory. We know that the U.S. and China, their 2 economies are so intermingled. Neither side wants a trade war. And at the end of the day, when it comes to North Korea, let's face it, only China can play the China card. Back to you.
All right, Kristie Lu Stout for us live in Tokyo. Thank you very much.